All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you from very dark Beaumont because it's like 6:40 and it's dark. All right, it's that time. It's an unboxing of Dun Dun Dun. It's backwards. Dungeon Crate. Hopefully it's not backwards when you see it, but this is the next month. This is November's crate or October. This is, I think, no, this is November's crate. This is October's crate. So I've already cut the tape, but I haven't really gone through the stuff yet. Okay, I lie. I kind of muddled through it a little bit. But let's open her up here and see what we got. We got the Dungeon Crate. They are the creators, the makers of worlds, guides to your epic adventures. Dungeon Masters work hard to bring fun and excitement to every game session. This month's crate is dedicated to those who let us dive into a world of fantasy far from the daily grind. So it comes with a whole bunch of stuff in here, and of course, there's a digital password for whatever the digital downloads are. I still need to go check last month's download, as I didn't check it. You may have noticed the scenery has changed as a side note because the baby's here in January, and so I had to get all my game boxes out of here. So they are stacked everywhere else in the house, wherever we could find room, like that closet right there, totally full. But anyway, I think last time I checked, I had 26 boxes of game books. Yeah, wife not happy with me. But hey, I don't drink and I don't do drugs and I don't have like car hobbies or motorcycles. Although I would if I could. But anyway, needless to say, the room is taking shape for the baby. And I think if you look back there, you can see a plethora of baby crap. Tons of stuff. So my wife just had her baby shower, and it was fantastic. It was in Sulphur, Louisiana. And so aside from that, though, back to the Dungeon Crate unboxing. This just tells us everything we get in here. I'll keep it off to the side. First thing on top of the thing here is MDG Metallic Dice Games, Red Velvet and Luxury Gold Satin Lining Medium 4x6 dice bag in a Ziploc bag. So if the dice bag sucks, you can at least use the Ziploc bag to put your dice in. Ooh, and it's gold on the inside. Ooh. So that's actually pretty nice, though. It cinches up nice and tight. Really not big enough for a GM, though, with all the dice we have to roll. If you're playing a game like Savage Worlds, where you need a bunch of dice, or hell, even like Rifts, Palladium Rifts, or Savage Worlds Rifts, I can think of a number of games where you roll a bunch of dice. Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf, The Forsaken. You need a bunch of dice. So it's nice. It's very felty. It's nice gold on the interior. It's pretty sharp looking. But yeah, that's from Metallic Dice Games. Do I need it? No. I have actually a treasure chest that I use that I put all my dice in. We get the second part of the Game Master's Toolbox. This is the critical hit deck for the GMs. Last month, I bagged on it pretty harshly. And I don't necessarily want to change my opinion, but I do want to say that I didn't know we were going to get a deck for the GM as well. So and I'm opening these for the first time. As you can see, I'm peeling the shrink wrap off. And it's obviously more intelligent than I am because I can't seem to get it off. Really? It's obviously childproof, therefore I am not allowed to get into it. Hence being a new dad, you can see where this will be a problem. I really feel, oh, and then it's shrink wrapped on the inside as well, because why not? So I'm not going to open them up. All the cards look like that on the back. That's the standard design for the GM. This is to denote the GM's deck. And then all the cards on the back, it tells you basically a little blurb for the GMs. It's standard deck. I might find it useful, and since it is for 5th edition and the ones I have are for Pathfinder, they're pretty much the same thing, but there's subtle differences. So while I bagged on it pretty harshly last month, and I'm not necessarily changing my opinion, I am going to say that this one might be a little more useful as a GM of D&D 5th edition. The other cool thing that it comes with is a deck box. And you're saying, wait a minute, John, you're a GM and you do GM-y stuff with dice and stuff, but we play all these funky games with these silly cards, so you have to have a premium deck box. This is from Card Caddy, the only playing card case that converts to a discard tray. Securely transport your cards with snap closure case. Fits a standard deck or 25 double-sleeved cards. Unique design allows to play with a discard history. So in other words, you can see what your discard is, and then it tells you. You push it to open your Card Caddy. It's written really small, and I can't read it. So you're supposed to flip it open somehow. I'll play with it later. Oh, there we go. So it opens up, and then it goes like this or something. I don't know. Too many moving parts. Oh, I see. There's a little tongue and groove here, and it goes in like that. So you have your cards and your discard, but it comes together, and then it forms a card box, so you can transport your cards. So for my GM cards, hey, so useful. I might do it again. With we have here gamer badges. This is the GM badge. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not impressed. It's a badge. Maybe other people like it. I'm not impressed. Game Master, if you have narrated a tabletop game, you've earned the Game Master's badge. Power to the dice. Bearer of this badge gets to pick the pizza toppings once per game per month. That's kind of cute. A little badge. Sew onto your dice bag or whatever. I won't use it. I'll probably give it away as a prize. These are the monster tokens or monster stand-up miniatures that they were supposed to give us last month, and they didn't. And I think the bases are actually separate. These things, now that I see them, though, are pretty cool. And they're from Arc Knight Flat Plastic Miniatures. So there's 6 of them, and you just peel them off. I don't know if you can see those or not. But there's the vampires and the zombies, and then there's the werewolves for the werewolf game. They were supposed to be in the last month's pack. So, and they do come with bases. So these I might actually use. The bases look kind of nice. Just pop them out, and then those stick in there. So kind of cool. They were supposed to have been in last month's box, but for whatever reason, he forgot. I will say I would like to give a shout out to the owner of Dungeon Crate, because my post office, let me preface this by saying my postal lady is a young lady who has been our postal carrier here since I've moved here, and she's phenomenal. She's very nice, always a warm smile, younger lady, very nice, very professional, always willing to help and do whatever she can do to help out or whatever. And when we moved in, she helped us get keys and everything for our mailbox. So very cool. And then I think I'm not sure if she did it, but she took the hit for it, which again is kudos. But my Dungeon Crate got delivered last weekend, and they put it, how do I describe this? We have slots of mailboxes, right? We have a community mailbox out. I live in a community with houses, single family homes. And so instead of the postman coming up to your house and delivering your mail straight to your door, on the corner of every block, there's a big mailbox, and it has everybody's mail slots in it. And so they deliver there. And then if you have big packages, there's big boxes on the bottom where they leave a key in your mailbox, and you unlock it, and only you can get your package. I don't know if there was a mix-up or if there was a different carrier. Either way, she took the hit for it, which was very cool. But I called the post office and I said, hey, I had a package that was delivered. It appears to have been delivered to the wrong address. We tracked it down, and it was delivered to a couple houses down. Those people were gone for the weekend. They didn't answer their door. So we left a note on the mailbox, and we covered up the keyhole, because what happens is the postal carrier will put that key to that lockbox in your mailbox, and then when you open it, you see a key, you go, oh, I have a package, and you know whatever row it's in, you go to that bottom and you unlock. Well, she had put my package in in slot 2. I'm in slot 1. And so long story short, she left a note in my mailbox that said, hey, sorry, screwed up. Totally apologize. And The confusion part is I'm so used to, if I see a key in my mailbox, it goes into mailbox 1, slot 1, and so I put that key in there and I couldn't get the key out. It was, my package was still in mail slot 2. And I didn't know that, and the keys aren't labeled or anything. You just assume if it's in your slot and your slot is in the row of number 1, you go to the big box down below to number 1 and that key works. Well, it didn't work and I couldn't get the key out. It was literally stuck and I was starting to panic. I was freaking out. Couldn't pull the key out. I mean, I'm 6 foot, 250 pounds. If I put my ass into it, something's going to give. Nothing was given. So I went and got some WD-40 from my toolbox, and I sprayed the shit out of the box, and the key wound up coming out. Well, the keys have always been tough and difficult because it's out there exposed to the elements, and nobody takes any maintenance. So I went and sprayed all of the keyholes with WD-40, and hey, lo and behold, I stuck the key in a slot 2, boom, pops right out. So I got my crate. I emailed the owner. I don't remember his name. I do apologize. But he did say, hey, if you don't get your crate, let me know. I have some spares. I'll mail it out to you ASAP. So kudos to him. That was real nice customer service. He emailed me back within, I don't know, 20 minutes of when I originally emailed him. And like I said, the next day I was able to, or Monday, that was Saturday. Monday I was able to go to my mailbox, and like I said, the postal lady had said, hey, my bad, sorry, I screwed up. So I don't know if she actually did it or if it was another carrier. Maybe she did do it. But either way, it worked out great, and I got my stuff. So happy holidays to me. So these are cool. These are 3 little like status counters for your miniatures. And so what you do is, you'll see they all have a little point on them. So your miniature would sit on top of this, and then that little point, you can either put it somewhere, or you can put this on the thing with that point pointing to the miniature, and you can say a status effect or whatever. So, and they're acrylic, kind of a opaque white, so you can write on them with a dry erase or wet erase marker and say, 10 damage points or whatever. So pretty cool. I don't think I really have a use for those, but hey, at least I have them. This I thought was really cool. RPG coasters, and then they have a thing for use this code for 20% off our site, valid until January 1st, 2017, rpgcoasters.com. And this is a Dragon's Eye. It's a wooden coaster, and I think it's just plain wood. I don't think it's anything special. I'm going to pull it out here, so we're both seeing it for the very first time. Yeah, it's got a little bit of, it's just wood. It's kind of a really light wood. Don't think it's a pine. But it's got the RPG Coasters logo on the back, and it's a big dragon eye or reptilian monster eye, and it says Game Master, so everybody knows this is my coaster. And it's got some felt on it, so it won't slide. And it's probably laser etched or whatever, so the moisture is going to seep in there and not drain all over your table. So that right there is very cool. I kind of dig that. What else we got in here? We have the Solarium, an adventureaweek.com mini dungeon by Justin Rory Toma for character levels 4 through 6. For 4 to 6 characters, level 1. So it's a first level adventure, and it's literally got a little dungeon on there and then all the information on the back. So that's kind of cool. And it's adventureaweek.com. So you can go there and download adventures every week. So I think, and then of course we get a plethora of this cardboard mess, which, sadly enough, I'm kind of looking forward to it now when I get it. But I'm going to take it all out of that box, and I'm going to take everything out of this box, all this cardboard stuff, and I'm going to shove it all into that box. So that way I got only one box to deal with. See how smart I am? Sometimes I amaze myself. So that's the dungeon crate for this month. Again, kind of, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but for $40, $39.95, and I know that includes shipping. I kind of expect a little bit more. At least with RPG crate, I got some miniatures, I got some pluck foam in the bottom. So while I think this is cool, and I guess evidently after I did my initial review for the 2 months worth of Dungeon Crate, RPG Crate, they've gone to giving a t-shirt and everything, and they've kind of put a little more oomph in the box, and it's $10 cheaper. It's only $29.95, whereas this one's $39.95. and that includes tax and shipping. So the dice bag is nice. I don't really have a use for it. I mean, it's probably something I'll give away. I'll put the set of the glow-in-the-dark dice from last month in there, and I'll give that to somebody who needs a dice bag. I get a lot of players that show up to my game and they don't have dice, which I find incredibly weird because you're going to an RPG event. We have a YouTube, or not a YouTube, a Facebook page where it's just gamers in this local area, and they post for all the different stores and stuff. And there's not a whole lot. There's like 3 or 4, I think. But the point is you go there and say, hey, I'm running a demo of X game on Saturday from 1 to 5. And then people can show it. It's just a way to get the word out. And I use it. I do a lot of games over at Bookstand, which is our local game store here. And my thoughts and well wishes go out to Miss Jenna. She is the mother of Miss Beverly, who owns Bookstand. She fell down today, early this morning while they were getting ready to come into work. I don't know how old Miss Jenna is, but she's Miss Beverly is probably older than me, and I'm 50. And so I'm assuming her mother's at least in her mid-60s, early 70s. And she fell down, and we don't know anything further, but my thoughts and well wishes go out to her. I hope she's doing okay, and I hope that Bookstand is able to open tomorrow and in the future. I hope everything works out. So if you know the store, send them well wishes or whatever. That would be much appreciated. But I run games there all the time because they have a large open gaming area, and in the wintertime it's nice and cool in there. Unfortunately, it's a big warehouse and they don't have AC in that area where the gaming is. So they have fans, and they do their best to keep it cool. They do sell soda and water and tea and everything. They have, she goes to Sam's Club or whatever and buys a whole bunch of sodas and beverages and munchy snacks and stuff like that. And she even lets you run a tab, which is kind of cool. So you don't have to stop playing your game. You can just go get what you want, and then you just go back and tell her what you got. Kind of an honor system. I don't think anybody cheats her. At least I know I don't. I don't think anybody else does. And I would like to think that we'd step up and say something to somebody if they were trying to cheat her, because that's a nice thing that she doesn't have to do, and she does it for the store, for the patrons. And it's a safe place for kids to come and play, which is, in my book, always a good thing. So, again, I kind of got off track there a little bit, but I wanted to give well wishes to Miss Jana, because they've always been nice, and it's been a good little game store to me. So that's this month's Dungeon Crate. Again, I'm not overly impressed. I think RPG Crate, now that I've had a chance to sample 2 months of each one, I'm probably going to go back to RPG Crate. They seem to be putting in more t-shirts, which I know that sounds stupid, but that's kind of the thing I want. I want something usable. I'm a gamer, so I love gamer t-shirts. I mean, here is this is my RPG Crate t-shirt that I got for the last month from RPG Crate. And I love it. It's in my size. It fits. It's soft. And it's got a cool logo on it, which I really like. This month's crate, I'll say it was better than last month's crate. I like the coaster. I think the coaster is very cool. So I'm definitely going to go check that website out, rpgcoasters.com. But I think I'm going to go back to RPG Crate. I think it's a little bit cheaper, and at least I was getting miniatures. As a GM, I can always use miniatures. I haven't gotten any miniatures out of here. And like I said, it's only 2 months, but again, money's an issue for just about everybody nowadays. I don't think there's anybody living fat off the hog, and if you are, good to you, but I'm not. So I've got to spend my money wisely. And so since I've cut way back on buying games and stuff, this is like my one guilty pleasure, because it comes in and I never know what I'm going to get, which is kind of neat. I will say this month's crate was better than last month's. So I do like it. The GM, the critical hit cards are kind of warming up too, because they are specific for 5th edition. And I got GM cards. The discard tray is kind of neat. Will I use it? Yeah, probably. I will use it for the GM cards. I'm not going to, the player cards, I'll just sit out and those guys can deal with them. I'm not going to sleeve them. I'm not going to put any money into them. I'll just use them until they fall apart. And then if need be, I'll go out and buy another set when and if that time comes. We play our D&D game, our 5th edition. We're just started the Storm King's Thunder. Players are about to hit 5th level, so we're not even into the meat of the adventure yet. We're just doing the prequel that gets them up to 5th level, where they can start the heart of that adventure. And we play every other week, just because we're all adults and we all have lives. So, and we're all busy. And then probably for the month of January, or at least the last half of January, I won't be gaming at all because my son's going to be born and my wife's going to need me here at home. And that's going to be our priority and our focus is getting our son settled in and healthy and getting the house all squared away. So tonight's Friday. It's about 7 o'clock. I got some more work to do in this room. I got to put up all the baby stuff mounted on the wall. We're not going to put a bunch of stuff because we're not planning on staying here past our year lease. So I don't want to put any holes in the wall if I don't have to. But we have to do a bunch of stuff. I have to move my paint table downstairs because I don't want to leave it in the room with the baby stuff. All the paint I use, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera there, is Army Painter. It's all non-toxic, water-based paint. So, I mean, the baby could drink this and would be fine. It probably tastes nasty, but the baby would be fine. It's not caustic. It doesn't smell bad or anything. So, as I told my wife, she was not happy when I said I was going to move my paint table down. I'm like, look, I have thousands of dollars invested in all my paints and my miniatures, and since I'm not going to be able to go game for at least a month, I need an outlet, and painting is my outlet. So I'm going to paint some miniatures while the baby's here, and I'm going to take a couple days off of work to be at home with her and help her out until she can get on her feet and all that fun stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling. This has nothing to do with Dungeon Crate. So that was November's crate. Make of it what you will. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. As always, like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I post this on a couple different G Plus channels and on my Facebook page. But if you liked it, let me know. It always helps. Feedback is nice. And that's just a little bit of what's going on in my world. I hope everyone's having a great Thanksgiving weekend, holiday season. Yesterday was Turkey Day. We stayed home. We were lazy. Normally I deep fry a turkey. It comes out phenomenal. Every year it's come out super good. This year we didn't want to go anywhere, and with the wife being pregnant and uncomfortable, we thought we're just going to stay home. And so I smoked ribs yesterday in our smoker in the backyard. Phenomenal. Came out great. It was really, really good. My wife made some baked beans, and she has this awesome recipe that she makes, and they come out fantastic. So it was good all the way around. So it was a happy Thanksgiving for us. We enjoyed ourselves just staying home and relaxing, and I hope you guys all did too. And that's about all I got for this one. Another RPG review will be coming through soon. I just haven't figured out what it's going to be because like all my books are in boxes and I don't have anything to review. So if you're a game publisher and you want me to do a review, an honest review of your product, send it to me. PDFs are fine. Hardback books are better because I'm that kind of guy. But PDFs are fine. I have a laser printer here at home, and I can print them out and I can read them. I hate reading on a screen. And I'll do reviews. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for your time and your comments and stuff. It's always nice to see that my videos are welcomed. Some people have said the audio is jacked on certain ones. I don't know what happened to that video. I think that was my Cymbrium or Poseidon one. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm not using the headphones because I don't like them. They're great for when you're playing a video game, but not so much when you're doing this kind of stuff. So peace, happiness, and hair grease, as I always say. This is Mr. Mean signing out from Beaumont, Texas. Thank you guys. And as always, be kind.